Hi, how are you?
I'm good, boo boo. How you doing?
I'm good. Today we're going to be interviewing Cherie Johnson. If some of you, I'm sure a lot of you know her, I'm going to kind of give the floor to her. I like people telling them about themselves and their own accomplishments instead of me recanting what they've done. I think it's a lot more genuine. So I think we're just going to hop right into this, and I'm going to ask you to tell a little bit about yourself and your career.
Okay, my name is Cherie Johnson. I've been in the entertainment industry for 34 years. Um, the things that people remember most are two TV shows, one called Punky Brewster and another one called Family Matters. After Family Matters, I started producing my own content. Basically, I'm a film producer and I'm also an author. I'm a publisher and I own a hair product line.
And how many books have you published?
I've published 4 books to date. The first one I didn't publish myself, but it was published by another publisher. And then I've published 3 of my own.
And what is your hairline called?
My hairline's called Wild Cherry Hair Fresheners.
Cool. So I know you started in acting. I want to know what inspired you a little bit to go further. I'm sorry, what inspired you to go a little further than acting and branch out your brand?
You know, I never really wanted to be an actor and I didn't want to be famous. So when Family Matters ended, I was 24, 23 years old. And I think
Hmm.
that's around the time when everybody's trying to figure out what to do with their life. I got stuck and pigeonholed in this thing that they called child stardom. I wasn't really a child anymore, so I didn't understand it. And I realized the only way that I was going to continue working in the entertainment industry was if I created my own avenue. And so I started writing, and through writing I started producing, and I produced a film and really fell in love with acting more than ever before. It brought the passion back because of the fact that I had birthed the baby. I wrote the script. I was there when they built the sets. I helped cast the project, and so it really brought that passion back in the industry, and that's really when I realized, okay, this is what I want to do with my life.
Well, you put your soul into it, so you had more at stake. Yeah, definitely. So I want to ask, when did you decide to actually cross over from acting to really start branding yourself in other markets?
I have to say that I started really crossing over with my books. After I did my film, I felt like that little hour of the movie, I didn't really get to tell my story the way I wanted to. And what a better way to tell your story to write it down. My mom took me to a library when I was a little girl, and I'm from the hood. So there are no really big, beautiful buildings except for the projects in the hood. She took me to the library, and it was the prettiest place I'd ever seen in my life. And she had told me then the best way to live forever is to write a book, and then you could live in that building. As a kid, I didn't equate that it was a library. To me, it was just a big, white, beautiful mansion, and I wanted to live there. So I was like, you know what? I promised my mom when I was 5.
I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay. I was like, I promised her then I'd write a book, so I did. I wrote a book and I sent it back to that library. And
That's
knowing that,
awesome.
yeah, thank you. Knowing that I was going to live there forever kind of sparked a whole new interest in me.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I fell
That's
in
so
love.
awesome. I love that.
Mhm.
So do you feel like your acting career, because it's already established, helped you actually break into other markets with more ease?
Absolutely, my writing career. I mean, it helped with my writing career tremendously. I'm sorry, I'm drinking this, has carbonation in it. Um, it's like the people who followed my career are the people who came to my book signings. And
Hmm.
because I already had, a following and a lot of supporters, um, I did better than a lot of other people when I went to these conventions. And one of the reasons were they wanted an autograph, but what's a better way to get an autograph at a book signing than buy a book?
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Two in
helped.
one.
Yes. And then it also helped me cross over with my hairline because of the fact that for some reason people think that Black women don't have real hair. Everybody has a weave or a wig. When they meet me, they go, "Oh, your hair is so pretty. That's yours?" And I'm like, "Yeah,"
Hmm.
which I didn't. I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood. So people having hair wasn't like, anything new to me. And
Mm-hmm.
Black women kept asking me, well, what do you put on your hair? Well, what do you do to your hair? And I'm like, I take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized, what, my hairdresser has been putting this stuff on my hair for like 20 years because she thinks it's cute because it makes my hair
Yeah.
smell like Cherie, and my name is Cherie. Cherie's a natural growth agent.
Yes, it
I went
is.
back to her and I was like, people are tripping me out. They're always asking me about my hair. They're always touching it. Maybe we should bottle it so that they can
Awesome.
learn how to take care of their own. And then, unfortunately, Black women are scared of water. Ladies, anything
Mm-hmm.
in water will grow. So if you want your hair to grow, go ahead and plant some water. It's not bad for you. Like people
Exactly.
think. So,
Well, and I think now there's like a natural hair revolution going on within the
yeah,
African American community. So I think hopefully that water fear will dissipate a little bit, because now there was this thing, I just got my hair done and spent $100. I don't want to get it wet, right? So now people are embracing that natural essence of themselves more. And so you're right, everything with water grows. And I noticed, because we've known each other for a long time. And I know that the beginning of your life, you stayed in the hood, and then your mother moved you out. Obviously, when you established your career and started making some more money, you lived in a predominantly white neighborhood. So you've had the ability to learn how to be diverse in a lot of different groups. And I think that's so important. And I guess I'm asking if you agree. I think that's so important when you're trying to brand your business or yourself, to really be that type of individual, to be able to talk to different people and be comfortable in different social settings, regardless
absolutely.
of geographically or economically, because you never know who's going to be your customer.
Absolutely. And everybody will be your customer as long as you don't like pigeonhole yourself or put yourself in a box. And that's one of the things I tell people all the time. Yes, one of our most famous products is a cherry rosemary hair oil. Black people, sure, use more oils than white people do, but I always tell them blondes are some of my best customers, because in the summer, while you guys are swimming and you're going in that pool and it's turning your hair green, if you
Exactly.
coat it with the cherry rosemary oil, not only does it just help with length, but it coats and helps protect you against that chlorine.
That's
So our
awesome.
product is for everyone. And that's
That's
something
awesome.
I refuse to do, something that's only for the Black community or only for white people. Like my products and my books and my films, they're for everybody.
That's awesome. So we already jumped into your hair fresheners. I want to ask, how did you first start to market your brand and start advertising for it?
I had to believe and like what I did. So the first thing I did was I did a movie. So I made sure that my hair oil was in the scene with me while I did the movie. And I actually used it, while we were
Mm-hmm.
taping the scene. So I think any brand that anybody has, something that you believe in, you have to use it. And you have to believe in it before you can convince somebody else to use it and to believe in it. I didn't have money because we did it with my own money. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have
Mm-hmm.
money for photo shoots and models and all that kind of stuff. I used it myself.
Yeah, that's
You know,
awesome.
if you
And
look on our,
you
yeah,
stood behind your brand, and that really helps sell your brand. You have to stand behind and believe in what
and
you're giving to the public.
if you look on our website, even today, those aren't models. It's me. Then there's a lady with locks. That's my hairdresser, Melanie, who makes it. She's my business partner. You'll see some kids on there, and you'll see my nieces,
Mm-hmm. I
and you'll
love it.
see one of my best friend's daughters, and you'll see my nephew, and you'll see my cousin. These are people who are in my family, and we really use the product.
That's awesome. It's kind of like with going to natural, because we have set up a collaboration of people from all around the United States that are actually our ideal clients. So getting people that believe in your product to work with you and represent your product, I really do feel that is one of the best ways to start branding your business or your product line or services.
And you have to give stuff away. We give away
Mm-hmm.
little
Definitely.
samples all the time because word of mouth is really better than social media. It's better than any commercial or a TV spot or radio, anything that you can do. Word of mouth will sell your product better than anything else.
Definitely, definitely.
Oh, you're about to
So,
the garbage man is right outside of.
oh, it's okay. This is a live interview. This is what happens. We never know what's going to happen. My alarm went off. I mean, I love live interviews. I like them because they're a lot more candid. So my garbage men come at Friday too. So hey, we have something in common. All right. So
I just saw him go by and I'm like, God, he's about to get loud.
no, it's not a problem. So for my fellow entrepreneurs that are listening, can you tell us 3 positive experiences that you can take away from starting your own brand and 3 challenges you may have came across?
Okay, 3 challenges. Can I do those first?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, the 3 challenges I would say that I came across is I spent all this money because I'm eager. I didn't test my product like I should have. The product was fine. The labels that I got were too small. So you couldn't really read them. And that was a problem because people couldn't read the directions. But instead of printing like 10, I printed 10,000. So I was stuck with all these labels that I just didn't want to sell so I use them as samples.
Okay, smart.
Labels. So start small, make sure you like it before you go big.
Yes.
That was a challenge. One of the other challenges I had was now that I have 10,000 bottles as samples, where do I give them away at? You don't want to just stand in the mall and hand people stuff. You have to do things with a purpose. So I found celebrity gifting suites that I never go to because I don't consider myself a celebrity. Acting is my job. But I found some celebrity gifting suites and I gave them away. So when you give your product away, give it away with a purpose. Don't just give it to, every Tom, Dick, or Harry that walks by. And then we gave a lot away to beauty supplies. And I said, when people buy things, can you just stick this in the bag and let them have this for free? And they did it.
Smart.
Some beauty supplies told me no, and others were very open. So you never know. 3 of the positive things from starting my own brand. One, I am so proud of myself, and not just myself, but also my partner. How something started in her kitchen as a teenager has now really turned into a business.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Another positive thing is little girls, little Black girls. There's a stigma on their hair. Parents, they're not cautious of saying, oh, this nappy hair, oh, look at these unmanageable curls. It is really empowering kids because it does detangle your hair, but it makes watching these little girls be proud of their natural hair is the biggest gift in the world. I think it's really changing self-esteem with young little Black girls across the country.
Definitely.
And 3, one of the most positive things that I think we just started doing is we take a portion of the proceeds and every year we're putting it towards a child's college tuition.
That's awesome.
Thank you. That I'm really proud of. Once I became a mother, I realized how important it was and how expensive college is and how parents need some help. So every year we're finding a kid who needs just a little bit of help. And even if it's just, books or housing or something or meals, because those are the things that people don't really think that, okay, even though they paid for school, these kids still need their meal plan. They still need housing and they still need some books. So, wow, Cherie got you.
That's awesome. I love it. All right. So since your brand is established and it's growing, I'd like to talk about maybe some opportunities that have been offered to you in the past or coming up in different industries based on the brand that you've built.
Based on the brand that we built, it's been really exciting. I got called. Remember I told you, I was really trying at first to get in, these gifting suites. We got called from one of the biggest Grammy gifting suites this year.
Awesome.
If they could give us a booth. These are booths that people pay $1,500 for. They gave us a booth.
Awesome.
And we got to give away a lot of product. And then I got called for the BET Awards this last June. To give stuff away, where they also gave us a booth, and somebody actually shot us a commercial for free, and it should this fall on TV, just because of
your brand.
Yeah.
And what about as yourself? Because you have a separate brand outside of Wild Cherry hair fresheners, and I know that you've just gotten an opportunity to endorse a product.
Actually, I'm drinking it, and the funny thing is this is like, it's new to me, and I'm kind of loving it. It's an energy drink, but it's a natural energy drink. It's really good it doesn't have any of those like saccharin or the fake sugar in it, so they say it's really good for diabetics. My
awesome.
mother and my grandmother are diabetics, so that's something that rings close to my heart. I want to make sure that I don't become a diabetic.
Yeah, definitely. What is it called?
It's called Cloud9.
Oh,
And
that's a cute name.
it's also a natural aphrodisiac.
Oh, that's awesome. So you know what I love is that, basically they said, hey, we want you to endorse our products, and we're going to pay you to endorse our products. I know you're still in negotiation, but that's what happens when you build your brand, even as a business, because you can endorse other products and get paid.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things, they sent me the Cloud9 originally, not only for me to taste, but also cases, because I just did a film and
cool.
product placement. So it kind of helps all along the board where everything kind of integrates, because as a producer, we're always looking for product placement. Sometimes we have to pay for things. Other times they'll pay us. But, so I got drinks for my cast and my crew.
Awesome.
I got to use it in the movie. I'm getting to use it for myself, and
you're getting paid for it.
Right. And while I'm sitting here having a casual conversation, I've got a 2-year-old. And my
awesome.
day just started. So yeah, I'm going to drink this.
Well, we're about to wrap this up, but I have a couple more questions. I want to know if there's one positive female role model that really stands out to you that you looked up, to throughout your career and your life. And I know the first one is as mom, because she's awesome and she got you to where you're at. But I want you to focus on maybe a businesswoman or someone on a more business that you really, centered in and idolized or looked to for advice or something like that, like a mentor or something.
You know what? I can tell you a couple. One is Sally Fields. And Sally Fields,
I love her.
She started as a child actor, and she's older now. I'm not going to say her age, but she's older now. And she has continued in the business, and she never let anybody put her in that box. She's like, yeah, I might have did that when I was young, but look what I can do now. Absolutely love her. Cicely Tyson actually played my mom when I was about 8 or 9 years old. And Cicely set me on her lap and she said, look, baby, you never have to play a maid and you never have to be a nanny, because I've already done that. So anything that you do, make sure that you're proud and you want your grandmother to see it, and never do anything that makes you feel bad about yourself. And I didn't. I told her okay. And she asked me, did I understand? And I said, yeah. And I was 8. How much do you really understand at 8? I got a call about a Kelsey Warner show. And I'm throwing names out there, I don't care. Me and my old agent kind of went into combat about it because they wanted me to be topless. And I said, Kelsey Grammer ain't giving enough money. Cherie Johnson ain't taking off her clothes. And he was like, but you're trying to grow up and you want to be taken seriously as an actor. And I said, yeah, but I'm not going to pimp myself. And right then I heard Cicely's voice in my head. And, talk about a woman who branded herself and who's been around for generations and generations in the business. I heard what she said. And it rang loud and clear in my head. He's no longer my agent. And I didn't do it. And I'm just fine.
That's awesome.
And I'm still working. So those two, Sally Fields and Cicely Tyson.
Well, great mentors, I have to say.
Thank you.
Great mentors. So I want to ask you, this is the question of, I think, every entrepreneur or business owner. How do you balance your work and your personal life?
You want to know the truth?
Yes.
There is no balance.
No, there is.
No, there's no balance. There's no work hours.
Yeah.
People always ask me, well, when will you be off work? And I said, I won't. And I think the most important thing about that is to do what you love, because when you love, it's not really work. So if I get a call at 11:30 at night and it's about my product didn't make it, a shipment didn't come, I'm up searching for, the little shipping slips, because I'm really involved. And I'm here. I'm not somebody who nitpicks, or I can't think of the word, but somebody who like
Yeah, overseas. You want to be involved and get your
I
hands
want to be
dirty.
involved, but I'm not like,
A silent investor.
yeah, no, not at all. I'm like
Okay,
hands on, but I let other people do their jobs as well. Like I don't oversee
definitely.
people's jobs, but I do ask for, every time something is shipped, I get this Excel spreadsheet with the
Awesome.
confirmations on there, just in case nobody else is by the computer when a complaint comes in. I'm not above getting on the computer and sending them their confirmation number, or as an actor, they might call while I'm in Walmart and say, hey, can you be at an audition today at 3? My kid and my groceries might have to come on that audition, but we go.
Yeah. It's about being versatile. I think any good business leader definitely, and I can say leading a group of like 20 something people, I will do the most menial tasks. I will then do the highest level tasks. You really have to, you're kind of everything when you first start a business.
You
And
be willing to too. You have to be
definitely.
and producing films. People laugh at me because they're like, "You're the producer." I had an actor come on the set, and I met him when he came from transportation, and I took him to his trailer, and he asked, "Can my shirts be ironed?" I said, "Sure." I had no problem. I took his shirts into wardrobe, and I said, "Hey." I won't say his name, such and such. Can you please, have these pressed and back to his room? They said, sure. I went on set, and when he came on set, I was kind of cleaning up, and he
Hmm.
asked me, can you tell me where craft service is? And I was like, oh, yes, it's over there. So like an hour later, we sit down, we're about to have our table reading, and the stage manager starts like announcing who everybody is. He looks at me and he goes, why didn't you tell me you were the producer? And I said, I introduced myself when you got out of transportation. I said, hi, I'm Cherie, and I took you to your trailer. And he said, no, but you should have told me that you were the producer. I said, on my set, sir, everybody's treated the same.
That's awesome.
I put
And it
in
makes
just,
a difference. And I
yeah.
bet it makes your staff work harder for you because they know you'll get down and pull those sleeves up and work with them in the trenches.
You know what? I love them. Yeah.
We just been having a little technical difficulties. She's next to the fire in California, so we think that might be affecting our internet. So we're gonna kind of wrap this up and jump into our last two questions. One thing you were telling me that I would like you to finish though about what you do with your staff.
Oh, yeah, with my staff, we usually eat 3 meals together a day. It's important for me. I usually don't eat lunch when everybody else eats lunch because I'm producing, so I'm still working, even though as an actor. But I take the time. We kind of eat like buffet style, where I make
Cool.
sure I serve my crew.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
awesome.
sitting back there, you want potatoes or you want rice? And
Love it.
a lot of them think I'm crazy or funny, but it's my way to see everybody individually because it's 180 people that help make a movie, but you guys only get to see maybe 7 or 8, and that's the cast. But there's a
Yeah.
lot of people back there doing a lot of work to make that stuff work. So it's my way to see everybody at the
And
same
know
time,
everybody.
right, and to say thank you.
That's awesome. And you're humbling yourself and serving them. I love that. So I have two more questions for you. So I want to ask, can you think of any advice you might want to leave us with in regards to branding a business or maybe someone that might want to start branding themselves as an actor or a blogger, for example?
You know what I will say is I'll say you have to be specific and know what you want out of the business. If you want to be an actor or a blogger or anything, before you can brand yourself, you have to know who you are. You have to know what your limits are, what you're willing to do, and what you're not willing to do. I'm an actor. I never wanted to be famous. So my brand is my work.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Kardashian is a personality. She's not an actor. So her
Mm-mm.
brand is her personality. It's who she is. So you have to know who you are, where you're trying to go, and what you want out of life.
And I think that's pretty much you can equate that into a business as well. Where do you want your business to go? What is your business? And what will you and what will you not sacrifice
Right.
for your business to get to where it needs to go?
Right. Like me, I'll endorse the energy drink. I don't do alcohol.
Okay.
Um, so you definitely, I ain't getting naked unless it's gonna change my life. If it's gonna change my life, we can talk about it. But that's then I have to think, about every time you're about to do something, and if there's a camera around, I really watch what I do. There are some gentlemen who were going around, I don't know the name of the company a few years ago, but it was like these bright, colorful things. It was all cute. And they asked me, hey, will you take a picture with my product? I said, sure. I took the picture, and then somebody said, do you know what that was? And I said, no. They said, it's blunt paper. I was like, oh, no. So I had to go back and I had to make them, delete the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's something I'm not willing to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So
that's a great answer.
Yeah, and you have to plot all the way through and just know what you're willing to do and what your brand is. And you have to stay true to your brand, especially in entertainment, whether it's blogging, whether it's, you're a YouTuber, whether it's an actor. People will pull you in 50 different ways, but you have to know who you are and what you want to be known for. As far as my business, I own a natural hair care line. I cannot have anybody working for my company or have anybody endorsing my product who wears weaves and wigs.
Mm-hmm.
So just stay true to you.
Awesome. So we're having a little technical difficulty, but it's the end of the interview. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time with us. I definitely endorse your hair freshening line. It's great. And I really know that I go on your Facebook page. A lot of people love your product and they love what you're doing. And I love you because you're my sister, but I thank you so much for taking the time. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy watching this interview. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And I'm sorry it's messing up. We're in
No. Hey, it happens. All right. Thank you.